probably be people that say, you know what, stories like this have always played out. Shakespeare portrayed some pretty heinous behavior too. Is it really so much worse now? Is it really so important?
Well, yes, because and Shakespeare, was also very morally grounded. Iago was not a morally neutral figure. And I think that when you look at an Iago in the ring, he is morally neutral. As long as you win by whatever means, you are considered a success, which is, of course, exactly the ethic of reality television, the ethic of celebrity culture, and the ethic of corporate culture. The ability to manipulate and to lie and to steal, in essence, has made the titans of Wall Street phenomenally rich at our expense. There is a direct line from the kind of ethic that's promoted in celebrity culture to the ethic of Wall Street.
You also write that ethic that's encouraged in Wall Street is exactly not going to help us get out of the financial crisis.
Right, because, it's about being positive. It draws back to what we mentioned before, this idea that actually viewing reality, if reality is a downer, is a form of negativity and should be should be ignored.
So focus on the downturn. The pace of the downturn is slowing. Whoopee!
Right. And I think that the problem is that the disparity between the illusion, I think we're probably, as Neil Borstein said, the most illusioned, at this point, populace on the planet. The illusion of what we are. I mean, dreams are something you strive towards. Illusions are something you live in. We saw it during the campaign. We were waging 2 illegal wars, had dismantled our manufacturing base, impoverished our working class, running offshore penal colonies where we literally and openly tortured other human beings, stripped of their rights, and yet we trumpeted our own virtues. We talked about being the greatest democracy on the face of the earth. That's an illusion. And as the chasm opens between the illusion and the reality of people being foreclosed from their homes, that becomes very dangerous.
Now, I listen to you and I don't disagree, and your research is really solid and the book is very persuasive, but there's a part of me, the same part that sent me out to find the sort of positive stories in 2006 and 2007 that produced Blue Grit. There's a part of me that says, we've got to encourage the positive, remind people that change can happen, that things can work out better. Because heck, what else will we?
Of course.
What else will we do if we only, we believe we've been permanently destroyed and bankrupt?
Well, that's true, but we can't begin effective change until we recognize reality. Mm-hmm. The idea that we can, pump now $12.8 trillion in commitments into financial firms that are, many of them quite openly guilty of fraud, and borrow our way back or print money so that we can return to a bubble economy of 2006 is an illusion. Hope only comes with recognizing our stark new limitations. We can no longer afford the imperial projects that we have around the globe. It is hollowing us out from the inside. So, I was a war correspondent for many years, and it wasn't a question of being a pessimist or an optimist. It was about understanding the dangers down at the end of that road. Is that a 50 caliber machine gun, or is it a light 7-point? And I think that all hope begins with a realistic appraisal of where we are, and that becomes the starting point.
There's so much I want to talk to you about. In many ways, it's a very feminist book. You talk powerfully about the cruelty of the worst kind of commercial porn and its relationship to our tolerance for cruelty of other kinds, including torture. But you end by, and you end by talking about, how we're going to handle the decline of our empire. But I encourage people to read the book. But the connection you draw between the way we are sold harmony and happiness and conformity is fascinating. Lay it out quickly.
Well, that is corporatism. It is about using sort of therapy as a way, social therapy as a way of molding compliance. It's very Maoist in that sense. It's the pressure of the group. It's about that, whatever your anxieties, whatever your fear of being laid off, it is about that front, that sort of the breaking down of any kind of solidarity, never using the word class, the power of the corporation to really crush any kind of independent thinking under the guise of being happy.
Yeah, selling us conformity, calling it happiness.
Well, and I talk a lot about the positive psychology movement, which is engineering happiness. Well, not surprisingly, positive psychologists are making a lot of money serving corporations, and they're bringing people in and using the idea of harmony, social harmony, and people who fail to have that harmony within the corporate workplace as being disruptive to the family, which they'll use the word family of the corporation. And so people who don't conform, if they are given kind of constant correctives, and then if they can't adjust their attitude, they are expelled from the corporation. And when you look internally within corporations, with this drive for harmony and happiness, it is very much, kind of groupthink. It has even a kind of cultish quality to it, which destroys moral autonomy and destroys the capacity for authenticity.
To find out more, read Chris Hedges' book, Empire of Illusion, The End of Literacy and the Triumph of Spectacle. It is out now, just out from Nation Books. You can get more information at our website, grittv.org. Chris, always great to have you. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks.